know, as Turkish people, when you ask, what's your hobby? We all like reading. But honestly, I like reading. I do read biographies, I do read case studies, real stories, especially if this story involves a hero, a journey of a hero. Because in this journey, you can see at this one point, he enlightens and he makes a decision, and then boom, everything changes. He makes a change in his community, or he makes a change, everything changes, life changes, wars and things like that one. We all see them in movies, in stories, in different aspects of life. But is this the real thing? Like, when you look at you around, do you feel like we all say, look at your strengths, weakness, threats, opportunities, consider what you have to work on, what's your aim, what's the mission? But today I will share a story of a very, very interesting, very ordinary man who took a really extraordinary path. I guess he was the third from the 11 kids in the house. Because of the economic conditions, he took early education at home, but he was so enthusiastic at math and other subjects, so the family decides that he can go to school. At school, unfortunately, he had a knee injury, and after that point, he was a little bit awkward at walking, so his posture was not normal. And then he went to university. At the university, one night he had a very high fever and he lost hearing at one ear. Okay, still good, and he's a great mathematician. And then he ended up a math teacher, get married, having a very decent, lovely life. And one day, we don't know why, maybe because he was forced to, or maybe because he was enjoying it, on one Sunday, he took a boat trip with the dean of the university and his 3 kids. And the boat trip was so boring, I assume. The kids were asking him to tell a story. To tell a story about what? He was kind of like shy, awkward, and because of this awkwardness, he started to stammer in Turkish, kekelemek. And he can't even say his surname correctly. So at that point, he was like, how can I tell a story? How can I do it? But the little girls were so, you know, cute. They just want to enjoy. So he started telling a story. It was kind of like he was looking around, trying to make things up, and the girls really enjoyed it. The middle one, she was like, I really liked it. Please write it to me. I want to read it and remember it. He was kind of like hesitated, saying that, look, I'm not a writer. I'm just a math teacher. She's like, no, I really enjoyed the story. Please write it down, write it down. He said no. And after a couple of years passed, this middle girl, Alice, she was a tough cookie. So she insisted. She said, hey, why don't you write it? It was an amazing, amazing story. So he said, okay, I will try to. And after 2.5 years later, he one day sit down, write down the manuscript, and because maybe he wanted to make Alice a little bit happier, he illustrated some pictures with Alice. And then she really liked it. And he was thinking like, you know, I'm not a writer or I'm not a creative person, but he was really enjoying the point that kids loving his story. Then he gave the same manuscript to a friend of his and shared the story. So he started to get really positive feedbacks around him. And after a point, he was like, wow, this is something great. And people were saying that, unbelievable, how this awkward math teacher come up with this unbelievable creative story. And they were really supporting him and saying that, look, you should publish this. Why don't you publish this? Exactly after 3 years of that boat trip, they published the book. And it became like a huge success. I'm sure at that boat trip, he was not thinking that he will be one of the most successful writers, one of the most creative writers in the world, because I took the same boat trip when I was in Oxford. I was thinking that that boat trip will be around with amazing neighborhoods or with dragons maybe, or something that will enlighten me or create me or something influencing me that I will come up with a story like that. No. It was so boring. It was so boring that I was ready to kill myself, and I was like, when is boat trip going to end? And at that point, I was like, well, he wasn't enjoying himself either, and he was not doing this to aim to be the biggest writer. He was just enjoying himself. He was just trying to make these three little girls enjoy themselves and enjoy the journey together. And at that time, I was kind of like looking at myself and the milestones that I had. At that milestones, I didn't aim for something. I didn't say, hey, I want to be this, I want to be that. This is my strength, this is my weakness, so I have to work on this. No, it didn't happen. I was just enjoying it so much. People around me, they were just having fun of it. And then it became like a good journey. And in the end, at this point in my life, at the age of 35, I ended up as a CEO of one of the top reputable companies in Turkey. This is something that I was not aiming. This is something that above my imagination or above my creativity. But what I understand, when you enjoy your journey, wonders can happen. So I hope you all have your joy in your journeys and find your own wonderland.